a boat that can't stay afloat.
Alright, so to give you an idea of what the boxes are, these are corrugated cardboard boxes, and you see they have like a bend in them, so when we open them up, you see show you guys what I'm going to do. When you open them up, you can see it's strong, but you can't really use where the folds are because it just won't look right. So what I need to do is we need to cut, and we're going to cut these long sections, and we're going to straighten them out, straighten the edges, and then we're going to glue them together with the hot glue, but we're going to use like a bracket that we're going to put to reinforce the sheets. So I'm thinking the length of the ship, well, let me show you his plans. This is just something I kind of scribbled up. So I want to make him in a 1-to-1 scale, like he does on screen. I'm going to kind of use Yukon Cornelius as a reference. So he's probably going to be about 1.5 to 2 feet long. So I'm thinking the side view, you can see the deck houses, the way they're shaped. He's got kind of an angle, and that's the windows are actually his eyes, and it goes to the side, and this is like the wheelhouse, and then there's another small deck house behind it, and that's where the smokestack is coming out. So that's not too hard. At his bow, he has like a rectangle piece that connects, that goes down. It reminds me of like the Calypso, what they had put on to the bow of that ship. He's also got a little notch that comes down where it's overhanging the stern, and it comes in, and then you have the red part that goes below the waterline. So this is the port side, and this is the starboard side. And you can see it's not terribly hard to do. But like I was saying, his eyes, and he has windshield wipers that kind of look like little glints in his eye. When it comes to this, I was thinking we'll do the rectangle for his eyes, and then we'll overlay the frames to kind of give it that 3D look. And a head-on view of him, again, we have that section that we need to do at the bow and stern. It's got the rounded edge, but there is that little notch on the bottom. Okay, so we have the design of him. So I'm thinking if he's going to be 1 to 2 feet long, I'm thinking 2 of these sections would be good. Let's take some measurements. So they're 8 inches. So 2 of them would be 16 inches. So you know what? First thing we got to do before we even do this, we have to process all of these cardboard boxes into usable material. So we're going to go and we're going to start the process of actually, we're going to pull them apart, and then what I need to do is we need to cut along the line so we can reinforce it and glue it, because we can't leave it like this because of the perforations. It just won't work. Okay, let me show you guys what we did. We took the components of the box. I took the front, we took the back, because they're the same size. We took both sides, and we took the bottom, and we took the top, and we separated them all. And we kept the tabs that kept them together. So let me show you what I mean. See, these are the tops and the bottoms of the box. And I think these are going to come in really handy in making his deck houses in his wheelhouse. We have the sides of the box, and I think this is going to come in really handy when we go to make the sides of his hull. So these will be the sides of the hull. And lastly, we have the bottom, we have the front and we have the back. I think these are going to do really well in making the keel. We'll make the bottom part, we'll make the deck plates, we'll do that little square or that little rectangular piece that he has at his bow out of this. And this is all set. So I think this will be sturdy. You can also see about doing the bulkheads. I'm not sure if he would use those, but we'll see. We'll see. But we're going to make them sturdy. So, okay, we have all the boxes sectioned out. Incidentally, we kept the little scraps. Let me show you what I want to do with these. We can start by doing the first part of him that we're going to build is we're actually going to do the keel. So let's put the smaller pieces aside. I'm actually going to keep them in another box. So my plan is we're going to take a couple of sections and we're going to glue them together. And this should be large enough. I think this is going to be 16 inches, or approximately there. 15 and a half. So if we put two of these together, I think 3 might be too large. We could do 3. 3 is going to be too large, and he'll be out of scale because he'll be wider in the middle. Okay. So what I want to show you is I want to get the edges nice and straight, or as straight as possible. And what I want to do is we're going to put a seam of hot glue down the center, right? And then we're going to take another piece, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to reinforce it just like that so we can make it a solid piece. But I think what I want to do is we're going to work on the finished side. So the part that shows will be the corrugated side. That way there it'll be easier for the paint to stick. So what we got to do now is we got to get the glue gun ready, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. And we're going to run beads of glue, and the glue is going to seep in ever so slightly into the cracks, and then we're going to reinforce it. Don't forget, these lines, we're going to end up cutting this anyway, so it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. because we're going to cut out the shape of the ship. So let's get these. I'm going to use the corrugated side against the glue. Yeah, the glue gun still needs to heat up a little bit. Alright, so let me show you guys what I mean. Now we're going to take the corrugated side and we're going to push it down like this, and it's going to make a seam. And I want to use the ruler. Just like that. I want to give that a minute. And push down so it cools off. What we have is it feels smooth because the glue came through. And it makes a solid bracket, and it solidifies the corrugated side to be shown. So we'll do the same thing. We'll use one of these, and okay, let's. I like to zigzag it. And again, the corrugated side will push down. And you can see it's nice and smooth. And like I said, this one is a little bit too much glue, but that's okay. This is going to be the inside. So I'm going to put this over here to dry, and we're going to move on to the next couple of sheets. Alright, so how many of these are we actually going to need? So we're going to do the larger one. This is going to be for his deck. And the smaller one, this can be for his keel, and we'll do the shape of the ship. And then we'll have one on either side for the hull, the shaping of the hull. And then we'll have, we won't really need it that big to do the to do the stern. So this is going to be his keel. Let's see, is this warm enough to, cool enough to handle? So this is how we're going to make the main sections of the plates. When it comes to his boat houses, we're going to need 4 sides, and that's going to be for the smaller section is going to be for the deck house that's just aft of his wheelhouse. And how we're going to put those together is once we have the hull and the deck in place, we'll know a better scale to use. But when it comes to this, I just want to show you really quick how we're going to put it together. See, we're going to put the, let's say this is going to be the roof, and this is going to be one of his walls. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the corrugated side, and we're going to do it just like that, and we're going to reinforce it. We're going to put reinforcing strips, and that's going to glue it, and the hot glue will seep in, and it'll keep the corner nice and sharp. That way there we'll be able to either lightly sand it, or we'll be able to put just a tiny bit of putty to fill in any cracks we need to before we paint it. So my friends, in this video, I wanted to show you guys his plan and what we're going to do to get them together. And you know, I was really tempted to do this, to scrap the boxes and go with wood, because I would love to do him in wood because he would last forever. But I wanted to be able to do this to have a little bit of fun with you guys, and I want to show you, if you have the same thing, if you have a bunch of boxes you don't know what to do with, you could do something like this as well. So in my next video, we're going to shape the hull. We're going to use the keel. We're going to get his basic shape. We're going to do the sides, and we're actually going to put bulkheads in that we can rest the deck on. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed this quick little video on our little friend, the little boat who couldn't float. So we had to reinforce and make a lot of the straight pieces for his deck, the sides of his hull, and his keel. So my friends, I hope you're having fun watching this, and until the next video in the series, I'll talk to you soon.